Welcome back to Megazoid's Hut. So here it is, the PicoPocket Royale, which is the bigger brother of the PicoPocket. I just had these 2.8-inch screens, and I just wanted to see whether they would work with the PicoPad schematic, and they did, but they just had inverted colors. So I just had to get the PicoLib SDK, invert all the colors, and well, here we are. But I thought, there was it did bug me that this didn't have a volume control or headphone jack, so I thought I'd add those features. And yeah, it's a very basic design. It's not, like I was saying about chocolate bar designs in the previous video. I mean, here we go, just chocolate bar again. I think the bezel, I put a bezel around the screen, which is a stroke of genius actually, because it just makes it look larger, and it sort of gets rid of the overhang. No, it doesn't get rid of the overhang, but it makes it less pronounced. If you compare it to my previous idea, it's a bit of an improvement on that. But yeah, it's okay, sounds all right. Volume wheel works fine. Let's try it. Oh, give it a go. So let me just turn that down a bit. If you didn't know, the emulation on these is not fantastic. Oops, died. Emulation is very middle of the road, so it's not something, if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to make one of these, and then I have a brilliant Game Boy emulator, NES emulator. It's pretty choppy, but that's not the point. It's not the point of building your own handhelds. It's all about doing something and achieving something, which is the fun of it, really. So I better turn it down a little bit, and let's try this external speaker. So as you can say, that sounds all right. It sounds better with the headphones, but the this little portable speaker is okay. Tiny bit of hiss, very tiny, slight bit of hiss there. Probably can't even pick it up on the mic. Yeah, a bit of a squeal there, but it's really not too bad at all.
Back in the day when I was just
and let's just do the video thing again. Oop, it's my misaligned buttons. There's the budgies. Yeah, that's it. I'd say that's finished. And so the only thing I added, let's just turn that off. The only thing I really added, this is basically the PicoPad design, so it's not really mine. I've just added a couple of things. I've added this amp, which is the PAM 8302. Very common layout for that. Well, the 2.8-inch screen and the volume wheel, phone jack. So a couple of things just added, but basically the PicoPad, really. Yeah, during the making of this, I sort of had a look around. I like to see what everybody else is up to, and I went back to the original PicoPad, which is where the schematic comes from. And they've still got a few PicoPad Pros for sale. It is you have to directly get them from the Czech Republic. Apparently, I've heard on the grapevine they're quite accommodating of foreign sales, overseas sales. So the whole site's in Czechoslovakian, but I think they do accommodate, sort of American and English buyers. So it's 11 left. and just translate that. And it turns out it has the same features as the this PicoPocket, sorry, Royale, which I've made, which is 2.8-inch display. I don't actually have a Wi-Fi, but it's got battery life's about the same. They've got an amplifier in there. I think probably nobody knows I don't know what's in there. There's no schematic, but it's probably the same amp, I would guess. And what else? They've got a headphone jack on this one as well. So yeah, I've got pretty much the same features now as the Pro version. So yeah, my software was based on, it is the PicoLib SDK by Miroslav Nemecek. And all that's happened with it is I've had to invert the colors for my screen. So I just took the entire database for RP2040 and RP2350 and got AI to invert the colors on them. Now games, I mean, if you have a look at this page, you might be able to find some links and sort of, figure it out. But I'm not going to be hosting any. And while I was doing this, I also had a look at this, which is, I didn't realize this was out there, which is a upcoming handheld, the PicoPal, which I think is going to be, it's going to be launched on Crowd Supply, whatever that, I don't really go on Crowd Supply. I assume it's a bit like Kickstarter, right? It's a very unusual design, I would say, because he has 2 amps in there, an RP2350 and an ESP32, but the ESP32 is just for Wi-Fi connectivity, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's a strange way to go, He's got a he's got a cartridge slot as well, which does something. I think it's going to be a ROM dump. Good luck to him. I hope it works out. He's obviously putting a lot into it. Pico system, I went back, I'm sure I saw that was back in stock the other day. But you can pick them up on eBay if you desperately wanted an RP2040 handheld and didn't want to kind of do any work. There's also Flash Thunderstorm, who's done a couple of Pico handhelds. This is Pico Held 2, which is the RP2350. Very, very clever guy. And the Pico Held, the original one, which I still need to build one of those, actually. I think he did some work to get emulation working smoother. So yeah, probably worth a look. So yeah, I better pop this open. A bit rude not to. Here we go. It's going to definitely fall apart. That bit's quite easy. So I've used the, as I said, very, very similar to this one. I've used this very thin 0.5 millimeter silicon sheet, which just, to me, it dampens the button pressing. But if you didn't want to bother with that, or you could just increase the height of the buttons and then dispense with that if you wanted to. But I don't know, I'm kind of used to using that anyway. And this part's a little bit tricky to get out and get in again. There's a little bit of a, because of the stupid way I've designed this, having the PCB directly between the 2 case shells is probably not the best idea, but it works. You got to turn it on, actually. There we go. Yeah, if you turn it on, it comes out. There we go. I've gone for a vertical, the vertical placement of that, because I just wanted those on the top, and that was the only way it worked, actually. If I had sticky out bits, I had to have all the sticky out bits on 2 sides. So plus the thumb wheel's in the right position, I think. As you can see, I've messed up the buttons. These buttons need to come out 3 millimeters, and the thumb needs to come out 3 millimeters. So there is another board coming. So this is just temporary, and then I've got to transfer things over. But yeah, that's pretty much the design. I've not spent a lot of time on it, I'll be honest. I mean, it's auto-rooted, just slapped in there and auto-rooted. I've tried to get the audio separated a little bit, but I'll be sending one to my pal Dynamite, but apart from that, I can't really see anybody making one of these. But you could use the schematic just as a starting point, and all the files will be up on GitHub eventually. Anyway, thanks for watching.